So this has just arrived, and this is Casio's 50th anniversary gold and blue square. Now I'm showing you the packaging because I'm always interested myself, and this has literally just arrived, and I have to say the Royal Mail are very good. All I've done is pull away this bit here and taken off the labels, and I want to show you it just as I am seeing it. So there we go. I've got a feeling it's very similar to the Citron. There's a little bit of packaging, I can put that there. And here we have oh, that looks very, very good. And we have, this is the returns form. But there you go, that is the how it arrives from Casio. And I thought it was very good. And yeah, so hopefully I've sped that up so it's not so boring. But there you go. Now, let's get to the main event. And this box is reminding me of the MRG boxes. And I knew it was going to be like this, but I think this one is a little different to the Citron. I mean, it's very, very similar, but the size, oh, it might be the same. Anyway, let's open it, and if I can zoom in a little bit. Oh, the focus isn't there. Hold on, there we go. I've got some new software on my camera, and hopefully that software, yeah, there we go. I think it's focusing fine. But so this is yeah, this is probably identical to the Citron. I should really get that out and show you that. But let's open this. So this really does have that MRG packaging feeling, and I really do like it. It is very, very nice, and I'm sort of excited to see this in my hand. I've got a feeling I'm going to like it. There we go. Ah, yeah. How cool, hey? That is very nice. Now I've got a feeling that the bezel is a separate part, and when I take that cover off, we will be able to see that. But I wanted to show you the very initial unboxing because I know I like this sort of thing, and I know other people like seeing these in unboxings, but that is really cool. So what I'm going to do is pause the video here and then take off this packaging and very quickly size the bracelet. It really doesn't take me very long, and then we can look at this a little further. But there you go. So there you go. I very quickly sized the bracelet, and actually because I've sized the bracelet, there are 4 spare links, and I always put them together like this so I don't lose the spring bars. And this is where these boxes, because this is like the MRG box and the full metal boxes, there's plenty of space to put your spare links in, and I just find that simple thing, you know, really quite pleasing. So that will go there, and I can then close the box like that and show you again the box, because you know it's quite, you know, it's part of the obtaining process, I suppose. You know, it is very nice, and the box is great as far as boxes go. Anyway, I thought I'd show you that. And so here is the watch. Actually, I've just thought, let me show you the stickers. This thing was covered in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stickers. How about that? That's a lot of stickers for for a watch, but each of these stickers actually does a job. It makes sure that no light marks appear on the watch when it's in shipping, for example. So all the surfaces that can possibly touch something, they are covered by a sticker. So having these stickers, you know, it really does protect the metalwork and the shiny surfaces. in transit, you know, when it's initially packed in the box. Now straight away, look at that. Now I have very briefly taken it outside, and in the sunshine it is lovely. And I might pop a photo in right now of it in the sun if that photo is any good. But initially, let me show it to you on the wrist like this. And what I will do actually is I'll put in the original version so that you can see the difference. I thought this was a nice comparison, and you know, straight away, you know, people are going to say that is so similar. Now, of course, it is very similar, but you know, this colorway is slightly different. Well, it's a lot different, but in the hand, in my opinion, this colorway change adds for an awful lot of visual interest that sort of changes the watch. Now, especially the this gold detail on the buckle here. In fact, I'll take this one off so that I can display this. I can show you this accurately. There you go. So this was the original 35th anniversary release, and you guys, you're going to recognize this. And you know, so this SS 50th anniversary, you know, it's the same, but apart from this colorway. Now, what I understand Casio have done is the actual blue bezel part there, that's actually a separate component. So the top bezel of these watches is actually different. That I suppose technically makes this watch, you know, a newer version, you know, a new version of this, because I imagine it is interchangeable, but the bezels are very different. Now, I don't know if you can see on camera, but close up I can detect a separation between the blue part and the silver part, indicating. I'm just checking that my camera is in focus there. One moment, because I've got Apple's new thing, and I want to make sure that I've got the auto focusing working. Yeah, I have. So the blue bezel is actually a separate component to the silver part. Now, that is the thing that really made me want to pull the trigger on this one, because I thought it was such an interesting point of difference, and for me, creating this visual interest. And I suppose the other visual interest part is the gold buttons detail that I thought was such a nice detail, you know, such a nice thing, because the gold buttons match the butterfly, the folding clasp mechanism there, and also this gold part underneath the dial. Now, of course, the original has that part on the original is plain black, and I don't detect any three-dimensional aspect. On this one, of course, the gold part, there is a three-dimensional pattern on it, giving it that 3D aspect, and it sort of does contrast with the solar panel display underneath it. And then they have changed the dial part. For example, that there is colour on two of the components, two of the marks here. And how I'm looking at it now, I can't read the text, but you can see there's a gold text there, and there's a gold text there, and that is adding some visual interest to the dial. And you know, it really is interesting. Now, at this point, what I suppose I should do is bring in the little brother of this, and bring in the Citron, which shares the same colorway. And I suppose, again, you know, what grabbed me was this is a 50th anniversary of Casio. They are both limited edition, which means, you know, for Casio that they're only going to be making between 2,000 and 5,000, and it means that they will sell out. And actually, the day that this was released, that was 2 days ago, I noticed that there were about 17 available, and then a few hours later there were 15 available. And I think we're 2 days in now, and I've just checked the website. There are 9 available, and this is in the UK on Casio. So there are 9 available of this. Now, because I've seen the rate fall in 2 days, that means that this will sell out soon, and I've got a feeling that because it really is a limited edition, there won't be any more. On the website for the C-Tron, it does say that this is a limited edition, it will not appear on site anymore. But I think it did note that there will be some left in the Casio G-Shock retail shop on Carnaby Street in London. But I'm really expecting this to be sold out by now. So I think obtaining this new in the UK, that's probably ended. And as I'm releasing this video, that there might be some left on the website and at the Carnaby Street store in London. But I've got a feeling this will be sold out soon. And that's sort of also why I wanted to get my hands on it, because I thought, because I'm so G-Shock heavy, and I'm really, I sort of enjoy these things. I thought it was worth getting it because it is a classic, and I think in the future this is going to be one of the metal squares that people are going to want to collect, that sort of thing. Plus I just like it. I've really grown to like the blue and the gold detailing, and I suppose I should show you the very first C-Tron that probably created more popularity than the blue and gold. So this is the original. What a geek I am, hey! That's the original C-Tron with its 50th anniversary blue and gold. This is the original square with its 50th gold. And what I'm going to do is put these in frame like this, and hopefully I can zoom in a little bit. Let's see if I can zoom in. There we go. That might look okay. There we go. So here is the original colorway, and this watch is I believe the one that is 50 years old. This is now 40 years old. So this is the 50th anniversary release. Blue and gold is the colorway they've chosen, and so it appears on this square. But here we have the original Casiotron and today's 50th anniversary release, and here we have the first full metal that I think was 2018. So we're 6 years away, and this is the 50th anniversary of Casio and the full metal release. But in actual fact, these full metals are really celebrating the 1983 release of the square that this looks almost identical to, but of course it had the resin bezel and the resin strap with a metal body. So the very original one had this screw back and metal case that was in steel silver color, and it had the resin outer part here and a resin strap. And 6 years ago Casio released it in obviously the module's updated because it has solar and Bluetooth, and they've wrapped it around a metal case also, because there's a little bit of a spacer in between these two things that adds to protection and shock absorbing. I've just seen the back of the case there. So of course this has the 50th anniversary detailing on the case that is the same. Yeah, hopefully I've caught that. Look at that, that is a great logo there. The original one of course has the standard G-Shock information that I think is very, very cool. There's nothing wrong with that. It's very, very cool. But of course the original Casiotron back detail has this triangle bit to it, looking like that, and it's very, very nice. And so that's black and silver on the back of this new C-Tron release, and of course we've got the same pattern on the back of the C-Tron, but it's in blue and gold, matching the front. So I thought that was very, very cool. Look at that. Anyway, let's get back to the mug shots of these. Yeah, now it's in my hand. Again, I'm one of those people that tends to be more impressed when the thing is in my hand and I can spend a little bit of time with it. And it is very, very cool. I mean, look at that. That is a collection all by itself. In fact, if you had that as your Casio collection, that would probably be a complete collection, actually. It's a little bit stainless steel heavy, I know, but it is quite cool. But let's go back to the blue and gold 50th anniversary pieces. I mean, they're cool, aren't they? And really, for the money that these cost, I think you're buying a lot of wristwatch. There's a lot of pleasure for people here, and a lot of enjoyment, a lot of heritage, a lot of 1970s and 1980s design. I mean, this Casio here, I'm sure I'm correct in saying this was one of Casio's first watches. So this is 50 years old. This design, you're looking at 1970s. I seem to be stuck in the 70s, which was the year I was born, actually. So I am really a fossil. But that is 70s, that is 80s. And you can you can really see that design. And today, these are still current, relevant and cool. So we're 50 and 40 years in here. I can't see that changing. I think Casio, G-Shock, have got a winner here. And I think this is going nowhere, but it's going to continue to develop and go further. Isn't it cool? Actually, I suppose what I should do is end this video with these two bad boys on my wrist. Look at that. It's very cool. It really is. Look at that. Do you know, this square is fantastic. Now I've got it on my wrist like this. It's going to match this colorway. It does add something to the vibe of the watch, and I think that's going to go with anything. Obviously, it's very summery. Look at the Citron. Isn't the Citron cool? I mean, whenever I put this on, I think that's cool. But I do think the same with the square. And I thought to myself the other day, am I really just a square collector? Because I know that what I've got is very square heavy and very metal, full metal heavy as well. But I do get a lot of enjoyment and pleasure from these things. And also, it's loaded to the teeth with technology. I expect the module inside here to work away no problem for at least 15 years. And even then, it's only going to need the rechargeable battery replacing. I think the display is going to go way beyond 20 years. And I know that Casio have thought about that, and the modules and the display in another 20 years time, I imagine you will be able to source a new one. It might be new old stock, but in 20 years time, these watches will be repairable in terms of the electronic module inside and the rechargeable battery. So that is rather cool, isn't it? Anyway, folks, in the words of Flossie Carter, this is a major, major go. This is a cool watch. I really like it. I knew when it arrived I would really like it. Anyway, guys, and anyone who's watching, G-Shock Square, isn't that cool? And I do hope everybody is very well.